Hey, welcome to another episode of New Gameplay Today. I'm your host, Jeff Cork, joined today by Javy Gwaltney.
Hey guys, I'm back again.
Yeah, by popular demand. And newcomer, Leo Vader.
I gotta say, it's an honor to be sitting beside the Javy Gwaltney.
I know, right?
Everyone has that reaction.
Absolutely. Leo, you're on the mouse and keyboard. What are we playing here, buddy?
This is shitty of ass.
Okay.
It's a single player roguelike, first person whip sword adventure for the whole family.
Okay. So break that down for me.
So you know Spelunky?
Yes.
This is basically Spelunky in first person set inside Aladdin instead of Indiana Jones.
That seems like things that will make a lot of people very happy.
Yeah, I really dug it. The combat's not too great as far as like hitting things with a sword, but you can lead enemies into traps. Like there's basically a bunch of traps and stuff set around the environment.
Like
Such
that
as
one.
that one, yeah.
Yeah, but you can like pull foes towards you or, push them like that.
Get away!
Like everything Leo's doing smartly. Oh, Leo, what are you doing?
I'm trying to push.
But yeah, stuff like that, and there's tons of traps.
I could pay to disable them if I
Yeah,
had
and
more
there are
money.
genies littered around every level. Blue genies are sort of on your side. You can buy stuff from them, like disabling traps throughout a level, which has, its advantages and disadvantages. You can buy hearts.
So the disadvantage, real quick, would be that enemies don't trigger them, so like a way of killing them is gone, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you basically have to rely on running past them or, attacking them. And it takes a good number to kill them, so they're not too hard to handle on their own. Even tougher enemies like, sort of spellcasters and stuff. But they can easily overwhelm you.
Yeah.
And if it takes like 3 hits to kill a guy, And you don't have much health. Like even if you, there are a bunch of mutators you can play with. It's not necessarily a difficult, medium, easy sort of difficulty setting stuff, but you can like turn on different things that gives you like twice as much health, makes enemies weaker, so different stuff like that. But even with all that stuff turned on, getting overwhelmed by a foe is like almost an immediate game over.
So is this a like true roguelike or roguelite? What are answer the question.
I mean, it's more in the roguelike category, kind of like Spelunky was, because you can unlock. There are 12 levels. I think it's every 3 or 4 levels you can unlock a warp point, so you can just warp ahead.
Okay.
To the later levels and not having to do the whole game, but you have to unlock those checkpoints first.
Right.
And you do level up in this game. There are levels, and you just unlock more gear as you level up that's littered throughout the game. And there's also other stuff you can do, like there's a genie that offers insurance.
Okay.
So when you die, all the money that you're carrying on you, you get a portion of that back for your new character.
Okay.
Yeah.
You get different types of whips and swords?
Yeah.
Is that where like
you can get whips that so far I've found 2 variations of the whip. One of them is like a fire whip that sets enemies on fire. Another is a vine whip that slows them down and stuns them longer.
Okay.
You can also get different kinds of melee weapons. Typically they're swords, but there's also just a big, nasty club that you can hit an enemy with, and they'll go soaring across the level. Like it just knocks the crap out of them.
Now, Jeff Cork, you remember the Big Nasty Club.
I can't forget it.
That just seems to be a fire club.
It's really fun manipulating the enemies to walk into traps.
Yeah, because they're really stupid.
Getting them
to
hit each other.
They're stupid in a way that benefits the game. It's not like, oh, look at this crappy AI. It's, look at these idiots running around.
So they just will basically travel on a straight line to get to you, which you can use the environments because they're like more predictable pathing, basically.
I mean, there are some of them that don't like charge you or anything. Like there are spellcasters and stuff. But the whip, again, you can like pull enemies towards you if you're within range, so you can manipulate their placements and stuff. But yeah, a lot of them just sort of like charge towards you.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's like ghost chickens you can throw that'll distract bad guys.
And the object of the game is, to get through all 12 levels and get to the center of the city with as much gold as possible. Like I mentioned earlier, there are difficulty mutators that you can turn on and off to make the game as easy or as hard as you want. And there's no, you don't lose out anything progression-wise by unlocking those. You do get there is sort of like a scoreboard sort of function to the game.
Okay.
So, you take a hit on the scoreboard anytime you activate one of the mutators that benefits you, but you also get a bonus anytime you choose a mutator that makes the game harder for you, like enemies are tougher or they respawn or stuff like that. But I feel like that's a pretty generous way to treat the player, and I'm a big fan of that whenever you have a bunch of accessibility options that let you choose how you want to play the game.
Yeah. So even though your placement on the leaderboard might not be as high, you're able to plow through it.
Yep.
Got it. So Leo, you've been playing this nonstop.
I can't put this stupid thing down.
Have both of you completed it?
I'm not even close.
I think I'm almost done with it.
Yeah.
I'm in the definitely the latter half. I'm just kind of taking my time with it because I think at this point I could just run through it and beat it pretty easy, but I'm exploring all the systems and stuff to get an idea of just how many items there are. Like, for example, the club or the torch that Leo has. I've played this game for about 5 hours, haven't seen that.
Oh, wow.
So, a lot of the levels are randomized. They're all procedurally generated, but they still, like, you'll have the markets, again, like Spelunky. So, the second level takes place in a market, but the market will always be different and will always have different objects and stuff.
Yeah.
So, it doesn't necessarily feel arbitrarily procedurally generated, if that makes sense. Like, the setting always looks cool and every level looks distinctive. In its own way, and it doesn't really. Whenever I've died in the game, Leo might disagree, but whenever I have died, I felt like it was my fault. It wasn't just like, I got screwed here because of level design.
So it's a self-esteem thing, basically.
Right.
It has what I like about Spelunky, where and any good roguelike really, where you can learn how to interact with things by watching the world interact with itself.
Yep.
Okay.
That's important to me.
Yeah,
and
like
you see that happen all the time. You can just wait and see how a situation plays out if you're unsure what's going to happen when you go over a certain tile type.
Yeah, like there are places throughout every level, typically outside places where there are like planks that you can climb to get higher and steal treasure that's usually up there, but it's also a good vantage point to watch enemies walk around because they're so dumb they'll often walk into traps, like Leo's saying, and like trigger the environment so you can take lessons and learn in a way that's interesting, because most of the time when you're learning in a roguelike, there is no other way to learn besides like you have to die over and over again.
Right.
Yeah. But that's not necessarily the case in this, so I'm a big fan of that.
So you mentioned that you have not seen this torch, for instance. Is that just a function of Leo being the chosen one, or is it just the RNG gods were on his side, or a little of both?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
But like, it's one of those things where just because you have a kick-ass weapon doesn't mean you're going to do well.
Right.
Like some of the bosses feel like sort of old school arcade bosses. They have shields and stuff because you have to fight a boss like every other 3 levels, I think it is. So you have to learn patterns and stuff. So it's not just a matter of like, oh, I have the best equipment, so I'm just going to kick so much butt. Leo, I think that's a secret room right next to you.
Oh, what, this?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and there are secrets littered through every level.
Like through there.
Yeah.
Leo, are you feeling pretty good about this run? You got half a heart you're sitting at right now.
Yeah.
Leo can do this. He can carry us to the end.
Okay. Hopefully I find another health genie soon. What's interesting about these genie things, one of the things, is there's a wish system.
Okay.
You start a run with 3 wishes, and they do different things with each genie. For this one, this is a gamble. You get a random piece of loot. If I throw a wish down first, it's going to be a better piece of loot.
And there's a wish system for like every single genie. So if you go to the help one, usually you only get 1 heart.
Yeah.
But if you boost it with a wish, it'll cost more, but I think you get a substantial amount more hearts, maybe even a full recovery. But it goes from like 200 coins to 1,000 coins.
Okay.
And then the other one, you have a genie that spawns a guardian that you can roam around with. The problem is that guardian takes damage whenever he goes across traps. So
he doesn't last long.
Yeah, he does not last long typically, but he's great at taking out enemies and helping you deal with hordes. But you can also boost his health and make him stronger.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice catch, by the way, there, Leo. We really appreciate that.
I don't want to make more work for myself later.
Oh, fart
bleeps.
is what you were trying to say.
Except when I stole your of ass joke.
But yeah, it's crap. What was I gonna say?
He was smart.
Smart and cool.
Yeah, it was smart. Leo's very smart and cool.
Thanks, man. Another thing I like about this, a la Spelunky, is that you can check out your journal whenever, which has everything you've interacted with. You know, it starts out with nothing but question marks, and as you find more things, you get more entries.
Yeah,
you
but you have to interact with them first.
Right.
Yeah.
Or stare at them for a while.
Yeah.
And you can go to the stuff you have equipped. If you don't know what something does, you can just look at it in the journal. Oh, my whip knocks people back more. Which, speaking of which, I love the whip in this game. You use it to pick up things from afar. You can set off traps that you don't want to fall for yourself.
The whip is probably the most useful tool in this game, the most useful functionality.
And it's fun to get the hang of because it's kind of unique in that you hit the button to whip, and then only where your cursor is a second after you hit it, when the whip connects, that's all that matters. So you have to just like maintain aim on the item or whatever until...
Yeah, it's a very pinpoint precision sort of thing.
Nice.
Yeah, it's fun to get the hang of and start getting faster and faster as you do more and more runs.
And the only way to restore health is from a genie? There's not like health items in the world?
I have not run into any health items in the world. There is a sand glass item or an hourglass item you can get that will respawn you to a half health after you die. But that's the only like resurrection healing item I've come across.
Ah, the fire whip.
Yeah.
It's the strip of ignition. Hot and fresh out the kitchen.
That just sounds lewd, strip of ignition.
Yeah, I kind of like it. This is my favorite one because it does damage to people. So you can really keep your distance and just let them die.
Yeah, especially when they're like lower level idiots like these guys.
Right.
You whip them once and then you run away.
I also like the extended range whip that you can get. That's fun.
Yeah, for sure.
So on this level, there is a boss, it said, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So does it draw from a pool of possible bosses, or like the third boss is always going to be the same one, that kind of thing?
The way I've played it, the third boss has always been the same boss.
Okay.
That doesn't mean that, they don't change up occasionally, but the bosses I've run across have always been the same, in the same place.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like the Charm of Fortune. That's just whenever you have whenever you have a random, I don't know what happened there. Whenever you have a random chance of something happening, you've got better odds.
Yeah. And there's also like a coin that you can pick up and have on you that attracts gold to you. So it comes to you like a magnet, so you don't necessarily have to run around and, press E or whip stuff.
So you're basically like playing one of the Lego games.
Yep.
Oh,
There you
Leo!
go.
I should have known.
That's
I thought,
not where
I
the
thought I
boss
could beat
is.
it.
Let's see. Yeah, you get rank up rewards.
So how does that work?
guess.
Because I was confused because those are things that are already in the game, but now you can start with them?
Yeah.
Okay. Do
Yeah,
I have to go back to the menu to equip them?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, let's show that.
Yeah, let's see it.
Let's see it.
All right, so it does have loading.
But it does have loading. And there's a daily challenge mode.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah. It's already loaded. It's already equipped.
Can you change it?
Maybe it's just a one-time thing.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like. Whenever
Yeah.
I unlocked something for ranking up, I just had it the next run, and then it was gone, and I wasn't sure how to equip it again.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe that's the case then. Boo.
Boo! Here's the burdens and blessings
Yeah,
that Jay was talking about.
yeah. Here's the difficulty stuff. Like the burdens, obviously, make the game a little bit harder. Increase enemy speed, double enemy health, that sort of stuff. Probably the most useful blessing is leisurely blessing. It removes the time limit because there are time limits.
Okay.
For your game.
I love Spelunky.
Yeah.
It's a monster, right? That comes out. I haven't let one run down yet, but does a monster chase you or what?
Yeah, I think it's a monster. It's a big nasty genie
Ooh.
who's like real mad at you.
Nasty.
Yeah, but you can take those off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we do one more run?
I think you should do one more
Yeah,
run.
let's do one
this
more
time
run.
really make it shine.
Oh,
Not to just bear what you just did, because that was really great too.
thank you.
Yeah, you did good. Bonus.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Let's do better.
You double tap the direction to dodge, WASD. I find myself doing that on accident all the time,
Yeah.
and I can't figure out how to turn it off in the settings.
Oh, there's Leo. Go back for a second. So that's one of the portals I was telling you about. Once you get to a certain point, you get checkpoints basically. The only thing is it costs you a single wish. You start every game with 3 wishes that you can use to upgrade a genie or turn a genie turret to your side. I haven't found a way to replenish wishes necessarily. They might be in the game.
No, thank you. I don't have
But
money.
this is also like every other game in the indie circle, it feels like, for the past 5 years, from former Bioshock 2 developers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I just feel that anytime I see an indie game that's 3D, there's that tagline of, like, from former Bioshock people.
Yeah,
It's like, just how many people worked on Bioshock?
apparently 4,000 were on that team.
Not falling for it this time.
Nicely done, Leo.
Thank you so much.
Those are the moves we come to expect and appreciate from you.
A little flourish.
Yeah.
My signature play style.
Leo is a legit gamer.
Oh, thank you so much for saying that. I feel like this game is like a legitimate B tier game, you know?
Yeah?
Like, it's made in a powerful engine, but it's kind of a little lower budget.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like it's the ideas that are interesting here, and not necessarily the polish.
Right.
You know?
And I like that. I want more of those.
Yeah, no, for sure. It reminds me of like Get Even and stuff. It feels like there aren't really many more B tier games anymore.
Right. Here's one of those platforming puzzles we spoke of.
Yeah, well,
You
puzzle.
solved it.
Yeah.
I did it.
Good job.
I am having trouble, recognizing the patterns.
Yeah.
I don't see much like recycled scenarios. Many.
Right.
Careful. Oh, here you go.
You doofus!
Owned.
You're all fools!
That's how you died the first time, dingus.
Whoa! Whoa!
All right, I think you got a little cocky.
Yeah. I'm being overwhelmed! Stay over there!
So that guy's gimmick, he just charges at you. Does he do anything to make nearby enemies stronger, or is he just
Nope.
hanging
Just
out doing his
charges.
He
own
does
life?
not buff.
and if the enemies get in the way, he'll hurt them too.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
So you can manipulate them that way.
Yeah.
But also there's a variant of him later on. Like, you're supposed to be lulled into a false sense of security with this one,
Uh-huh.
but there's a variant of him later on that has like a steel cage around his head so you can't stun him.
Oh my god.
So you just have to like sidestep him and
Yeah.
hope for the best. And it gets really frustrating.
This room looks very familiar.
Yeah, I'm not really crazy about the combat. I wish, like, the sword, because it feels like Leo should have gotten that hit right then.
Yeah.
But it was,
Yeah.
the game just didn't give it to him. It was like,
JV, give this game a 0.
probably not going to happen.
Okay.
Yeah, here's the companion. Leo, let's
he is.
use a wish, too, just to show it. Oh, well,
Oh.
you
Next
screwed
time.
it up, Leo.
I wished earlier on the chance thing. So people can just rewind to that point
Yep.
if they want to see you use a wish. The wish is an interesting element. Like there's a very interesting cocktail of mechanics in this game that I want to explore further.
Yeah, it seems like the kind of game that, again, the lack of polish here is definitely noticeable, but if they get another chance at a sequel, like it, and this game does well, it feels like they could make, a lot of this a lot more interesting, and and it's already interesting, but just
Yeah.
give it really the polish and love it deserves.
Yeah.
So is this game out? Is it early access?
It will be
Work
out
in
by the
progress?
time this video goes up.
Oh my lord.
I think it's definitely on computer, and I think it's on PS4 and
It's on a computer?
Xbox One. Yeah, we're playing on computer right now.
Oh my goodness.
Computer.
And it's also coming to console, you said.
Yeah, it should be on. I think it's a release, like straight up simultaneous release.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
It's been in Steam Early Access for a while.
Yeah.
What did I pick up? Do you recognize that, JV? Lantern thing?
I do not. I think it just lights up the dark,
Mmm.
like during night and stuff, like a lamp does.
A light of following.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Wow, I've got a heck of a run here, guys.
You're doing it.
Get these hearts go. Oh! I died to so many traps before I started being more aware of them.
Yep. The pit traps are the worst because they're insta kill. Like,
Oh,
that would
geez.
just straight up murder you. Those won't. That little pressure pad impalement thing will do like a heart of damage, but the pits with spikes in them, if you
Yeah.
fall in them like a doofus,
Yeah.
there is no Wile E. Coyote. It's
Nope.
just instant death.
A grim reimagining of Wile E. Coyote.
Mm-hmm.
So you throwing that vase at the door as you were going to the exit, is that your equivalent of like jumping midair before the Mega Man boss?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just doing it because I can.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, this is pretty much the entire game.
Yeah.
Like, this is what the whole game is. So if you love Spelunky, Binding of Isaac, and you want something that's in first person,
Yeah.
and maybe has some combat elements you'd associate with, maybe Dishonored on a very, if we were to be very charitable
Yeah.
towards this game, you know,
Right.
sort of a mercy sim stuff, then this is something you should investigate. It's
Excellent.
very fun and challenging, and accessible to people who don't
Yeah.
necessarily want a hardcore challenge.
Yeah. Well, Leo, here's what I propose.
Okay.
How about we say our goodbyes with the caveat: if you manage to survive your way to the boss, we'll include footage of that boss battle.
That's a great.
If not, if the video ends right here, we know that Leo
know I
has
have
failed
failed.
us all. So with that in mind, JV, thanks for showing us the game and talking about it. Leo, thanks for playing it like a superstar.
My pleasure.
And as always, thank you, the viewer, for being a viewer and viewing this. Bye.
Bye.